Welcome to the biggest, the best, the most tremendous podcast you will ever hear. That's right, it's the Trump, Obama, and Biden show, and it's going to be huge. We got the most amazing lineup of guests and the most incredible topics to discuss, and I can guarantee you won't find a more entertaining or informative podcast out there. So sit back, relax, and get ready to hear from three of the most powerful and influential people in the world. We're going to make this podcast great again.
There he goes with this great again shit. You know, Donald, you always do this. This podcast was my idea.
Did you bring the ice cream?
No, Joe, there is no fucking ice cream.
Wait, that's not cool, man. You said there was going to be ice cream.
What do you think this is? The opposite of hot ones?
They already have that. It's called cold ones.
They eat fucking ice cream?
Maybe I should be on their podcast.
No, they don't eat ice cream. I think they drink beer or something, like Bud Light, I think.
Aw, man, so there's no ice cream?
If you fucking bring up ice cream, I swear to God, Joe.
Come on, man.
Look, guys, I think we've gone off the rails a bit. Let's get into the first topic.
I agree, but Joe won't shut up about fucking ice cream.
Wait, there's ice cream?
The first topic of the day is actually a game. It's called Would or Wouldn't. I pull up a picture and you say would or wouldn't. Do you guys understand?
Would.
Okay, the first picture is Rem from ReZero.
Would.
Absolutely not. That bitch was crazy. She killed the main guy like 5 times. What the fuck was his name again?
It was Subaru, like the car.
Oh, man, I had a Subaru once. It was so nice. It was a 1970 FF1.
Yeah, that car is pretty sweet.
It's a rice burner. It is not a nice car.
Donald, you can't just say that on YouTube. You're going to get us demonetized.
It's not like anyone is going to watch this shitty-ass podcast anyway.
Yeah, he has a point.
Look, you never know. Podcasts are very popular right now.
What's the next fucking topic? Can we just move on?
Fine, but Rem is fine as fuck. I definitely, unequivocally, undisputably would.
What's a REM?
Nothing, Joe, don't worry about it. Our next topic is, what is your favorite breakfast cereal?
Who the fuck is picking these topics? Do you think Joe Rogan would talk about stupid shit like cereal?
Well, I picked the would or wouldn't game. The cereal topic was Joe's idea.
I like Fruit Loops.
You would like fucking Fruit Loops, wouldn't you?
Hey, Donald, let's try being more respectful. He is your co-host.
Fine, I'll play along for now. However, there is no better cereal than Cookie Crisp.
Well, folks, let me tell you, Fruit Loops cereal is a favorite of mine. You see, I've always been a fan of colorful things, and Fruit Loops are certainly that. But it's not just the vibrant colors that make them so special to me. It's the fact that every single loop is different. You've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue. It's like a little rainbow in a bowl. And each loop has its own unique flavor, too. Some are more fruity, some are more tangy, and some are just downright delicious. But what really sets Fruit Loops apart is the way they make me feel. When I eat them, I feel like a kid again, carefree and happy. And in this world we live in today, where things can be so serious and heavy, it's nice to have a little bit of that childhood wonder and joy back in our lives. So, that's why Fruit Loops cereal is my favorite, folks. It's a little bit of happiness in a bowl, and I think we could all use a little more of that.
Where the fuck did all of that come from? I know for a fact you did not fucking rehearse that.
I was up all night practicing that.
Joe, what the fuck? Why?
Well, I didn't want to mess it up.
I'm speechless right now.
Let's just move on to the next fucking topic, for God's sake.
Okay, fine. This next topic is yours, Donald, so maybe you can stop fucking complaining about everything.
It's about time. Of course you chose my topic last.
It's not even like that, Donald. On God, it's just a coincidence.
Bussin'.
I can't fucking do this.
Donald, just hang in there. This is literally the last topic before we bring out the special guest.
Fine, but only because it's my topic.
Okay, what was the best video game of the year?
Come on, man, I haven't played a video game since Pong.
Well, let me tell you, folks. Elden Ring is the greatest video game that's ever been made. Believe me, I know video games. I'm a very smart person. And let me tell you, the graphics in this game are tremendous. They're so realistic, you'll think you're actually in the game. The detail in the characters, the landscapes, everything is just fantastic. And the gameplay, folks, it's really something special. The difficulty level is just right, not too hard, not too easy. And the boss battles, oh my goodness, they're incredible. It's like you're battling against these giant beasts that are straight out of a Hollywood movie. But the real reason I love Elden Ring so much is the story. It's got everything. Drama, action, suspense, you name it. It's like watching a movie and playing a video game at the same time. It's really something special, folks, and I highly recommend it to everyone. So if you haven't played Elden Ring yet, you're missing out on one of the greatest experiences of your life. Trust me, it's that good.
Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. While I can appreciate the appeal of a game like Elden Ring, I have to respectfully disagree with my colleague Donald Trump on this one. You see, when it comes to the best video game of all time, there's really only one answer, and that's the original Pong. That's right, folks, I'm talking about the game that started it all. Now, I know some of you might think it's a bit outdated, but hear me out. Pong is a classic for a reason. It's simple, it's fun, and it's accessible to everyone. You don't need a high-end computer or expensive console to play it. All you need is 2 paddles and a ball, and you're good to go. But what really makes Pong so special is the way it brings people together. It's a game that anyone can play, young or old, and it's a great way to connect with friends and family. So, while I can see the appeal of a game like Elden Ring, I have to say that the original Pong will always be my favorite. It's a timeless classic that will never go out of style.
Well, my friends, while I have to admit that both Elden Ring and Pong are great games in their own right, I have to respectfully disagree with both Donald and Joe on what constitutes the best video game of all time. In my humble opinion, the best video game ever made is Duke Nukem Forever. Now, I know some of you might be thinking that it's a controversial choice, but hear me out. Duke Nukem Forever is a game that perfectly encapsulates everything that makes video games great. It's got action, it's got humor, it's got great graphics and gameplay, and it's got an iconic protagonist that's become a legend in the gaming world. Duke Nukem is the kind of character that just oozes charisma and coolness, and playing as him is an experience unlike any other. And let's not forget about the multiplayer, folks. Duke Nukem Forever had some of the best multiplayer modes I've ever played. It was a game that you could sink hundreds of hours into and still find new and exciting things to do. So while I can appreciate the arguments for Elden Ring and Pong for me, the best video game of all time will always be Duke Nukem Forever.
I didn't even know that game had a multiplayer.
It did.
Wow, okay.
Now it's time for our sponsor. Run the ad.
No, goddammit, wait! Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the news? Our podcast is sponsored by Congress. Yes, you heard that right. The same folks who can't agree on what day of the week it is are now sponsoring our show. But hey, who are we to judge? We're just grateful for the support. After all, if Congress can't agree on anything else, at least they can agree that this podcast is worth sponsoring. So, to all the Congress people out there, thank you for your support. And to all our listeners, don't worry, we promise to keep things interesting, even if Congress can't always do the same. So tune in, grab some popcorn, and let's see if we can't make sense of this crazy world together.
I want to take a moment to thank Congress for sponsoring our podcast. It's always great to have the support of our elected officials, and we appreciate the work they do to keep our democracy strong. Of course, we understand that Congress has its challenges, but we also know that its members are working hard every day to represent their constituents and make a positive impact on our country. So, thank you, Congress, for your support and for your commitment to the American people. We hope that our podcast can contribute to the important conversations happening in our nation's capital, and we look forward to continuing to work together to create a better future for all Americans.
Now it's time to introduce our special guest for today.
Let's all welcome Snoop Dogg.
What's up, y'all? It's me, Snoop Dogg.
You seem like you have a cold. Is everything okay?
I'm straight. Look at me, I'm Snoop Dogg.
What is this, the fucking Walmart version of Snoop Dogg?
I have to agree with Donald on this one. What the fuck, Obama?
Michelle must have gave me the wrong number.
No, look, it's me, Snoop Dogg. Look at me go. Wow, look, I'm Snoop Dogg. Woof, woof, bark, bark.
Someone fucking shoot the thing. It's like Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
I got it.
What about gun control, Joe?
Yeah, it's actually really easy to control the gun.
I mean, your dumbass regulations, Joe, not literally.
Can you both shut the fuck up? There's no way we are getting monetized now.
It's okay. We got that Congress sponsorship thing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Obama, you can never pick the guest again.
Whatever.
Okay, let's wrap this puppy up.
Well, grab his feet, you grab his head.
For God's sake, Joe, I'm not Hillary. That's not what I meant at all. I meant the podcast.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today's podcast. I want to thank my fellow hosts, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, for joining me and sharing their perspectives. And of course, a special thanks to our sponsor, Congress. for supporting this podcast and for all the work they do on behalf of the American people. We covered a lot of ground today, from video games to politics, but that's the beauty of this podcast. We can explore all kinds of topics and have a good time while doing it. So, whether you're a fan of Elden Ring or Pong, a supporter of Congress, or a critic, we hope you enjoyed listening and that you'll tune in again next time. Until then, take care and stay curious.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. It was great to be here with my esteemed colleagues, Barack and Joe. We had some heated debates today, but that's what makes this podcast so fun. Watching the sparks fly, and a special shout out to our sponsor, Congress. Who knew they could do something right for once, huh? Just kidding, folks. We love Congress and all the hard work they do when they're not busy bickering with each other. But seriously, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode. And remember, keep your controllers charged and your politicians in check.
You know, folks, I've always been a big fan of ice cream. When I was growing up, my grandpop used to take me out for ice cream every Sunday, and it became a bit of a tradition for us. To this day, whenever I have a scoop of ice cream, it brings back fond memories of those Sunday afternoons with my grandpop. But it's not just the memories that make ice cream so special, it's the taste, too. I mean, who can resist a good scoop of chocolate chip cookie dough or a classic vanilla cone with rainbow sprinkles? And don't even get me started on mint chocolate chip. That's the flavor that really gets me going. But you know what's even better than a scoop of ice cream? Sharing it with someone you care about. Whether it's your grandpop, your spouse, your best friend, or even a stranger on the street, there's something about sharing a cone or a bowl of ice cream that brings people together. It's a little bit of sweetness in a world that can sometimes be bitter. So to all the ice cream lovers out there, I say, keep scooping, keep sharing, and keep enjoying one of life's greatest pleasures. And if you ever see me at the ice cream shop, don't be afraid to say hello and share a scoop with me. Cheers, folks. Cheers.
Why? Just why? Why the fuck did you monologue about ice cream?
Come on, Joe, let's get some ice cream.
I'm fucking done. I swear to God.
Okay, bye, folks.